Hello everybody, welcome to another stream. How are we doing? So, last stream we reworked the upload buffer stuff. So, basically we just changed some of the GPU layer code. And clearly it has broken the texture viewer. Bum bum bum. And also the first frame is a bit weird as well. So we're going to start off by fixing. So we can't view textures full stop, right? Which is a bit weird. So it's failing to do the copy for some reason. And after we've fixed that, we've got a to-do list. Yeah, we need to fix the sync code in the upload buffer as well. And then we also need to build a BVH representing a box, another one representing a player, another one representing like a ground tile or something. Just to show we can have different BVHs for the bottom level BVHs. And then the top level BVH will be able to point to instances of these things. So, and then we can eventually make start on the top level BVH. So maybe we'll get to this today, maybe we won't, but we should be able to do these three quite easily, I think. So yeah, let's get started. I hope everyone is doing good. How's everybody today? Yeah, so today is my last day of the week at work because work has given everybody 3 days off. So we've got these extra days in the summer to go and spend time with the family and that, so which is nice. So pretty chill this week for me. Oh yeah, I was thinking, we're using Helix now, and someone told me about this. You press the last stream, someone said it. You press the G key, then you press W. Wait for it. Jump to a 2-character label. Then it labels every word on the screen, and you just press 2 keys, and you end up there. And it highlights it. Pretty legit. So I want to make that a single key thing, because I got the F key right, but I'm not really a big old fan of the F key. So F goes and highlights everything up to that character. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of that one. So what I want to do is remove F and replace it for whatever that GW is, right? Go to Word. That's the command, right? So we just, in the config file, and voila. So is there an extend to word as well? No, this is more of a jump in it. Because maybe I was going to put in the extend mode in, but extend to word, amazing. So I'm going to put that as the Shift F. So you can do so in the I put on my selection in the Shift versions of them. So that'd just be extend to word. Legit. So I can also be like, hey, I want to do a capital. Wait. Oh, yeah. Config reload F, capital F, then I go AG, and I'll end up here. Hey Lupo, how you doing? I know it's a very hot day, very warm today. You love Bomber? I think he's a good character. He's yeah, he's got some good memes going, I think. You know, developers. He's a he's a good guy for the memes. I'm not really a fan of Microsoft, you know. I don't think they're a good company. Yeah, but I'm I'm I like things when they're funny, you know. I'm not gonna hate on him entirely when it's not funny because that was a good moment. Um, but yeah, I'm glad we got F sorted out. So hopefully I can remember my Helix config from last time. So the plan is to figure out that, oh yeah, the sync code. Fix upload buffer sync code technically is incorrect, or yeah, it could be wrong. So I think when we do the synchronization code and the pipeline barriers, so I think if I do like let's bring out the Vulkan file, where we do the resource barrier command, this converts a bunch of resource IDs into a pipeline barrier. We generate some pipeline stage flags. Well, right. I just go to the definition, isn't it? So our access mode only has a few things, where it has indirect read, which is a new one we added, clear, copy, and else it's just a compute shader. So we need to add a new one, which is going to be host. So it allows us to do the host read and host write stuff, I think. I think that's right. You want host read and host write. These are all shader ones. Yeah. How do I copy a line again? Yeah, this is what I find it weird about it. I've got quote. Really, quote should be flip selections. So I need a key that's common across both. I need to easily be able to select a line. I ain't got a lot of keys left. 360 was cool. That peaked Microsoft for you, right? Fair play. Yeah, I think maybe the Xbox as a unit that you buy and play games on probably was quite good. You know, you had Halo back then, and it was the first console that really had good online, right? You had a party chat as well. Yeah, I think as a consumer product, it probably wasn't that bad actually. You could also install discs to your hard drive and use the CD as a key, just in case your CD got broken in a way where you can't really play the full game again. But it could just read the data off to verify that it is a legit copy type of thing. Yeah, I would say it was probably a good piece of hardware. I think I got one. Well, actually, my brother got one towards the end of the generation. So yeah, we played a lot of Halo, Reach, and 3 and Reach. Yes. Good times. You can let a PS2. PS2 was a good console. Probably one of the best console really, because it had so many games on it. There's so many good games on it actually. It was an incredible like set of games, and it could play PS1 as well. So you can play classics like Crash Team Racing and Soul Reaver. You know, good games on there. Obviously the Crash Bandicoot games too. It had Dendy consoles. Dendy. What is that? Now, what's the key I need to use to do the extend across the whole line? I want it to be one key press, but I've got everything mapped basically. It's a bit annoying. There's not a free key. I've got the comma key. That can just be like comma D. It's a bit of a weird reach. Well, I just go to that and comma H. Yeah, I'm willing to stick with a comma for that, or move it to the comma, should I say. So that means I can use the quote key as flip selection. All to be good enough. So if I have, let's reload that config. So if I have this selected, I can flip the selection. Yeah, with just one key. And then I've got the comma key to select the whole line and then delete it or something. Right, neat. Cool, so I can select whole line, I can yank it, I can paste it again. So what I want to do, I think I want a host read and a host write bit. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have a go-to next word start. Maybe if I did that, it would jump to the start of the word. Yeah. I only have go to end. But what's a good way of clearing the space? I don't really have a good way of doing that. It used to be DW in Vim. Oh, the Nintendo ripoff. Right, do you live in like Russia or something? Where they had like a... Yeah, Russia, that's it. Yeah, I remember because I got a colleague who comes from Russia and he was saying there was a sort of cloned version of it. Fair play. Kazakhstan, right, okay. Yeah, so I'm really missing that from Vim, innit? DW. Like a way to just go to start the word. I've only got go to end of word and beginning of word. Sorry. Go back to the beginning of the word and go forward to the end of the word. That's what I have. So it would be nice. Like if I just made it go always to the next word start, is that going to be problematic? We shall find out. Wait a minute, I need to make sure I keep my selection mode up to date. No. Crap. Flip selections is what? Again. comma, lowercase f. Cool, let's give that a go. Let's just reload that config again. So I can now just do like, yeah, Yeah, actually maybe that ain't bad. That's alright, I like that one. So delete, yeah, that's what I was missing. So anyway, we're then going to replace this word with 4 and then 8. So we've got host read and host write bit. So with these access modes, when we sync on a resource, we will be able to correctly, so we jump back to here, when we generate those pipeline stage flags for the sync code, we can if there's any of the host bits set, so I need to select the whole line with a comma. Oh yeah, should really go down. So it's all. Then do the old yank and paste, and yeah, I want to. Host read. Host write. So host read or host write is set. Then the stage we're trying to do here is host bit. Cool, so should we save all that? The IntelliSense will be good. So we'll do the same thing again here. So I select both these lines and then go down to here. So VK access flags. So right. Yes, this would be an else if again. So let's try my new key. My new key is F. I can just jump right to where I need to be, paste it in. Oh yeah. So I get rid of the relative line numbers, to be honest, because that jump, the ability to jump like that is just probably easier than using these relative line numbers. So where's this relative line numbers? Let's find that. Right, there's just two options, absolute and relative, right? Let's just stick with absolute. Right, back to the standard way of having line numbers after all these years. Yeah, so access mode flags, if a resource has an access mode of host read or host write, really it should be, if it has host read, right, let's yank that again and paste it. Right, so if it has a host read, and then if it has a host write, this one needs to set an access mode. Access 2 of host read bit. If not host write bit. Great, so that means we would have corrected the Vulkan code. So now whenever we use something like this to make like a resource barrier where we're making a, calling a VK command pipeline barrier, which just puts the sync code between two dispatches, we're getting our source and our destination masks okay with the correct things, but we just have to change the GPU side of things. We have to make it such that, hey, I don't know what to tell. What am I doing here? We're currently building a game from scratch with no engine. So we're currently looking at fixing some synchronization code bugs in Vulkan, but we are in the process of building a BVH. So this is a BVH around a bunch of ellipsoids. So this is a bottom level. The parent ellipsoid size is not the best yet, but I'm going to be probably looking at that tomorrow off stream and making that better. Because it's a bit of a complicated thing to do on stream, I think. So I'll just do it off stream. But yeah, we're going to be building models out of ellipsoids basically that we ray trace against. We've got PBR, and we're currently doing some rendering. Well, we're coming out of the rendering research and development for this project. So I'm just getting it all together, and we're going to move on to probably making an editor so we can make some models and then come back to doing some rendering to make sure things animate and stuff like this. Is this kind of programming, the low-level one, hard to do? Low-level programming is not really hard to do. It's just the information is not disseminated. Yeah, it's not disseminated as well as other things for political reasons, shall we say. So I would say low-level programming isn't really that much harder, because the thing is I find that a lot of these higher level languages that make it easy end up just inventing problems that make things way harder than they should be. Basically. I mean, I know Python, and I want to try it out, but I understand that this is Python, No, this is not Python. C programming all the way. So we currently have ways to synchronize resources, but we just synchronize wait a minute, do I need it to be host read or do I need to be copy? Which I've already got a copy. I think it should be using the copy bit actually. That's where the sync code is wrong. And not host read. But host read and write should already be managed. Yeah, sorry, host read and host write are already managed. We can actually delete these, whoops. Let's get rid of these two lines quick. So what I actually meant to do, which is okay. Let's undo this. we simply switch back to gpu.c, where we do those upload buffer things. The sync code needs to be using the copy bit. Yeah, so rather than doing a sync resource read write, it actually needs to be doing copy. Yeah, copy bit with read or write. Excellent. All right, let me nab that. Now just write it out, it's fine. Right, so I think we need to delete that, and then you put the extra params in there. So GPU access mode, copy bit, GPU access mode read bit. Is explicit true? So that's what we were missing, is doing the copy bit, because it uses a copy command. So that should hopefully put the right barrier in there. Wait a minute. Where's the barrier stuff? We're not even putting the barriers in? Crap. So when we do a command dispatch, right, we're missing a finalize and this code here. So I think we need to put this code into its own. Hang on a minute. No, we need to copy this code. And copy, jump back. So we actually need to put this in here. So we do this sync, put the resource barrier down if there needs to be one. And then we need to finish it with the finalize. What does finalize do again? This does the texture copy. Yeah, but you only want to do this providing that your command. Oh, this will be nice. So you can get the texture viewer to respond to an upload. Yeah, so you can see it when it's uploaded to that frame. Yeah, so you can see that in the texture viewer if need be. That'd be cool. So, right, let's get that void pointer. Let's return that void pointer. But first, we would like to GPU command finalize. And then we'll just call it upload. You're probably only going to upload one thing at a time anyway. Well, we'll call it command upload buffer. Well, it's only used for textures, isn't it? But yeah, screw it. Well, technically we don't need this here. Hey, Brave Teddy. It's a bounding volume hierarchy. So essentially, I need to fix that bug too. Essentially, you have a tree of nodes, and the root node wraps all of the child nodes, and it recurses down all the way until you reach a leaf node. So this, well, there's a most outer one somewhere. Oh yeah, we don't show the parent node. yeah, so the parent node has two children, which is this blue one and this red one. And the blue and the red one encompasses a bunch of other child ellipsoids. And when you ray trace, you do a ray verse ellipsoid on the parent ones, and if you hit those, you must have hit the child nodes. So it's a way of spending less time. It's a way of checking less shapes overall. Because if you miss this shape, you don't have to check all of the child nodes. You know you won't hit those. But yeah, we need to improve the way we generate the outer ellipsoids that surround the child nodes, because they're a bit too big right now. They're kind of a worst case version, but very easy to write. But yeah, so it's a way to accelerate ray tracing. So it's known as an acceleration structure. That's another name for a BVH. But yes, what's used in the ray tracing APIs these days, because no one's come up with a better way of doing it, actually. Right, so upload texture, we actually want one of those. We'll void star this thing. Oh. Hmm. Right, so in the texture view, we should be able to see uploads that happen. That'd be pretty sweet. This doesn't do anything. It's not really a command. So maybe this upload manual shouldn't really be called command. It's a way of just basically bump allocating some space in the upload buffer. So that's the upload fixed. We've got to actually fix the readback. Readback is a very similar thing. That was a problem. So the problem was that the sync code didn't actually... I didn't put it in there, damn it. Whoops. Right, let's do that here again. Yeah, so I can say G, B, and then ZZ. Right. Then I don't have to go and grab the mouse. Ba-boom. Yeah, so I can... So one, I need to paste that in there, and two, this sync code is just damn wrong. So I can grab the whole line. Then I can GW my way down. Not GW, I can just F it now. I can just F my way down there. Paste that in there. And delete the line. Oh, so we're gonna read. Wait, that's not a read. I'm writing into there. I'm reading from the. Oh, I nearly got that wrong. I'm writing into that resource because we're uploading to it. Read back would be read, obviously, right? Neat. So let's grab this. And let's find readback buffer. So again, I can GB my way down to the bottom. I don't know why that goes actually go to the bottom though. And top doesn't really go to top. Oh, there's like a margin, isn't there? By 5. I remember seeing the setting for that. Let's correct that. There's a margin for it. I remember reading it in the config file somewhere. Gutters. No? How many lines? Hey, Blaney. Did I find a way to run a script and have a quick fix list? No, I haven't yet, actually. Because that is dead handy, isn't it? I've not actually had time. This is my second time actually just fixing some little problems with it. Maybe tomorrow when I use it off stream, I might find a way to do it. But yeah, currently I'm just not using it. Are you using Helix 2 in Blamey? There's like a 5. I remember seeing it. I was reading something. Believe it or not, I was reading. If you get that working, I might try it. I'm lazy. That's cool, man. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I've only just configured the crap out of it because of my keyboard layout. Well, I might have done anyway. Because I'm always for optimizing the thing to the way I want it. But yeah, that quick fix one is a big... there must be something, right? That I've not seen. Bit bizarre. Helix... What was it called? Bottom, window bottom. Go to window bottom margin. I remember seeing it somewhere. Maybe margin's the wrong word. Because if I say align to bottom, right? If I go, GT to the top. If I say, not even that. If I just say Z. If I say ZT, it didn't put this to the top of the screen actually. Does it both? It's for both of them. There's 5 characters. I remember seeing that 5. Scroll off. Right. I might have a scroll off of either 2 or 1. Let's try a 1 out. I'm not sure what that does, to be fair. Configure reload. Right, so how do I want to do this again? I want to do like a... Yeah, so I wanted to GM ZZ in it. What else GM do again? Last modify file. Anyway, not GM. You wanted to do a GB for the bottom. Yeah, so now it puts it kind of at the bottom. It was actually 2 up before. I'm okay with the second. You know, maybe I'll just scroll off 0, screw it. I'm that type of guy. Right, then we ZZ to center the screen. Cool. So I've got something in my paste buffer where was missing this, actually. We need to synchronize that we're doing a copy and we're reading from this buffer. We're reading from this resource and reading it into the readback buffer. Then we put the resource barrier in there if need be, because we could have written to this resource and now it's got to transition to, from writing to reading. You don't have the two. you don't have a dispatch writing to it while you're trying to read back from that resource. Yes, that was missing. So we copy those 2 lines again. And then what I'm going to do is ZZ it, GB it to the bottom, ZZ again. Well, I could have just jumped it down, to be honest. Page up or page down, actually. Equally, that would have done it. How do you move it to the middle of the screen? Ah, GC, okay. Right, so we want to go to right. Here, paste that above. Yeah, we're reading from that resource and put the sync code in. Correct. Sweet, so let's save that. Now let's run it and see if we've fixed anything or, you know, if it just works. Oh. I spelt finalize like an Englishman. That I am. How do you jump to a particular line in... You don't type... Oh. Well. Oh, capital G. Right, I guess I can find that with the diagnostics key anyway. Next diagnostic. Right. Yeah, I did mean finalize. With a Z. Cool. So this should have ticked off the first thing in the list today. Whoops. What have we done? Right, so the texture view has not been initialized yet. And we've called finalize. So that's in GFX. So we do the first frame submit. Here. So if I do, oh shoot. So if I do visual mode, next paragraph, nice. And I can go up. Oh man, my config's wrong. In select mode, single quote is flip selections. And the comma key is extend line bounds. Right, let's try that again. Delete. So I want to move it up above frame start. plop it in there. Neat. Save all that. No, wait, I didn't compile it. I need to get that F5 key back, that'll be good. Okay. Game still runs. Texture viewer is still broken, but the sync code I think is now correct. Why have we opened up a screenshot every time? What's going on there? We've just made a new bug. How do we make a new bug by doing that? What do we do? Was it with that finalize thing we did? At work we use C++. So the code base is in very different levels of C++. Yeah, typically people don't go full modern C++, which is good. And if there is any sort of modern kind of C++ features people want to use, we typically have our own custom version of it in the code base. But yeah, it's not too crazy, thankfully enough. But yeah, I typically program in C style at work as well. But you know, we'll get tempted by just using a lambda somewhere, unfortunately. But yeah. And there are quite a few templates around, but everything is not templated as well, thankfully. Oh no, so with code base using lots of new features is difficult to debug. Yeah, it does. There are some elements where it gets hard to debug, even with just constructors, right? You pass something by value, and then you go and step into a function. Whoops, I've got 7 parameters which each have constructors. So then I have to like go back, go into the function I want to actually step into, F12, go to definition, put a breakpoint in there, and then F5 it until I get there. So those things still do exist, even when you use basic features. But yeah, unfortunately, we are quite a constructor heavy place at work. Yeah, it's a bit silly, not gonna lie. I much prefer the zeroing memory thing. Throwing lambdas around works nicer in Rust. Maybe, does it? I guess you get the better borrow checking and that for the what makes them better in Rust? Is it because they're not oh, you know when they're heap allocated or not, isn't it? Easier for that? I need to understand GDB preprinters or whatever. Right. Oh yeah. Yes. What is open in my 17,000 tabs? There is a thing which does it. We do have it. Oh, I think we have a way to add new tabs. plus is regex in it. New tab. Right, so put a breakpoint in here. Should be able to easily figure out what the hell's going on. So this one is in it. One new tab, two new tab, that's fine. When we render a frame, there's a new tab that's called. Crap, I stuck it in the wrong function. Because I pressed Shift N, thinking I was going to go back, a jump. When we'd have bound it to the B key. Shift N was how I'll go back on the previous search in Vim, but I changed that. Right, that was a bit silly, wasn't it? There it is. Alright, let's try that out. Let's see how that works. Shoot. I did it in the wrong place again, didn't I? Wait a minute. No, I used Shift N, which made a duplicate cursor on the next search location, so I did it in two places at once. Is that what happened? Right, so this is the only copy now. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, the texture view only has two tabs now, that's good. Right, so we fixed the sync code bug, which wasn't really showing any problem on our current hardware, but it would have. So I'm glad we fixed that. So the next thing on the list is to fix the texture viewer. Somehow it broke with the last stream's changes when we changed the way the upload buffer worked, and I don't know why. So I think the easiest way to fix this is with RenderDoc. We should be able to see when the image is getting rendered and which image it's trying to actually use, I think. And then we should be able to analyze more information there as well. Just build up RenderDoc. Right, borrow checking reduces chances of something going wrong, but easier with more inference and expression syntax, right? Did you see the RAD debugger? Dying for it to work on Linux. Yeah, RAD debugger looks good. I'm excited for it to come because, you know, GDB is pretty meh. You know, it's probably a really good feature set, but I'm too much of a Gen Z/millennial one. Where the hell are my ellipsoids gone? To understand how to use it. So I would prefer something more modern. And there's not too many good front ends to GDB. I guess the best one is probably Visual Studio Code extension, but I've never used it. Lambdas never heap allocate standard function might be if the captures are bigger than the internal buffer. Right. I see. I remember now. Right. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. But yeah, where are my ellipsoids? Yeah, so the first frame, it just does nothing. It doesn't even render anything to the main display. We could just render a black screen, to be honest. That could be a bit of fun. It just does that silly... can you do a copy command? I don't know, let's check the Vulkan backend, swap chain, and friends. Friends. Yeah, here it is. Transfer. I think that's it. Yep, that's the copy stuff. So we should be able to just do a clear. So if I open up a new line, where's the texture clear? Texture... Do I not have a texture clear? Oh, I must have not ended up... Right, so what are we trying to clear? We're trying to clear the GPU surface res ID. And the clear value would just be 0. Just so on the first screen we'll just get a black screen rather than a that uninitialized memory thing, right? Just make it a bit nicer. Oh, whoops. I didn't compile it. I'm used to the F5 key being there. Man, I love that key. I can press F and just jump anywhere I want now on screen. It's legit. Amazing. Oh. Was created with transfer... Missing transfer destination. Oh, we'll do that as well. No, it's got transfer destination. What are you talking about? Um... Bunch of liars. Oh, right. We've got a separate... Damn it. The problem is we never rendered directly to the swap chain surface. We've actually got a fake swap chain image because, yeah, the way I've done my shaders, you're using a compute shader with the, yeah, it doesn't quite work with compute shaders with my custom shading language. The way I've decided to do storage images and swap chain images, they've got a bit of a weird requirement. You can't, what's the requirement again? Yeah, they don't allow reinterpreting the format as something slightly different. So there's a problem. Yeah, so it's called fake swap chain image. So where is it? There's an initialization for it. Here you go. So we claim that line. Place that. DST and that'll to do it. Yeah, so we've got a black screen there at the start, right? And it was an uninitialized memory, and then it kicks in. So that's an improvement. So the problem is that, let's launch again. This time we'll capture frame 1 and not frame 0, because frame 1 is the upload frame, the initial upload frame, which we've just added in. So right, we need to investigate why this renders the way it does. So why our texture viewer doesn't view any textures anymore, it's a bit weird. Yeah. So UI render. So it renders UI on the main screen. Texture viewer copy. It's uninitialized apparently. Right, we are supposed to copy it. Yeah, let me run that again. Oh yeah, the viewing in RenderDoc might be a bit weird because we use different image formats and we interpret it manually. So it tries to display it wrong. So we open up our texture viewer, which is the same key as the capture button, unfortunately. Oh no, it's the F9 key, whoops. Different key. So we try and view the glyph cache instead. Is that a good one to view? Maybe the pre-filter map. No, but this is the texture viewer copy texture. Yeah, so we're not copying it. Right, I got an idea of what's going on. Hey Rohan. Yeah man, doing good. Yeah, there's been lots of progress. We've been we're just working on some BVH stuff now. We've got bottom level BVH. But yeah, For some reason, it doesn't show up in RenderDoc, which is a bit bizarre. But yeah, there's a bottom level BVH which is being built on the GPU with PBR. So soon we'll have instances. That's what we're working towards right now. I'm just fixing a few little issues really. This is our BVH tree that we've built on the CPU, so then we can draw the debug UI, but we've also built it on the GPU, which is the result that we're ray tracing against here. So still more work to make it explode out to a whole scene, scale up to a whole scene. But yeah, making good progress, I think. Oh yeah, I want to see what the I want to see with the texture viewer, if I were to view the initial. Yeah, I think I know what broke. We're not doing that initial copy anymore. If I git diff head up on GPU right, so I think we used to say like read back end, read back finish, read back, I don't know anymore what it was called, read back something. It says read back start. Something to do with finalizing. Oh, read back end. I was trying to type that. I don't know why that didn't show up. Maybe because I did the damn bracket thing without an escape. Right, so you used to do this initial thing where it says, so at the start of a frame, we should say if we're currently looking at the command which is called initial, so the initial point, how the texture is at the initial part of the frame, then just do the copy into the copy texture for the texture viewer right away. So I think I moved it and maybe I deleted it accidentally. So we'll look around for that quick. GPU.c. Yeah, how's it going, Rohan? Have you been up to much? We've been up to. I know F5 can come back. We'll look into that in a second when we got this one done. Right, there's initial. Can I see any more initials? No, we went full circle. So I deleted it. Damn it. So when we start a frame, at the bottom of starting a frame, I can't believe I deleted that code. So I need this code here, and thank you for Git. Can't believe anyone will say that. But yeah, thank you for Git. I have a love-hate relationship with Git. How do I paste into here again? It's space P in it. He doesn't like me copying and pasting my own code. Oh yeah, because you can't. I can't copy from. Is that right? Damn it! So I can copy from there. But if I copy and paste this, it'll work, right? How have I broken this? Well, I've broken pasting from the clipboard somehow. Right, I'll just type it out. Well, I can always go into insert mode and shift V it, I think. Right, that works. Alright, we'll do that. Right. Oosh. Yo, Shell, what's up? Doing good, my friend? Might be a similar problem of having Vim set clipboard equal one name plus. Maybe. But I could have swore it was working before, like last stream. So unnamed plus, what is that? Right, it's the different registers. Health clipboard. I love how there's a health check. Like, am I healthy? Your system clipboard provider is term code. Mouse mode has to be off. Copies of work. No, it doesn't make any sense. Hmm. Yeah, I'll just stick with the control shift stuff for now, but you know, okay, if I highlight this and then do space Y to yank it, I've yanked into the plus register. Oh, that didn't work either. It might be the unnamed plus thing actually. Yeah, that does sound awfully, because I remember it didn't used to work in Vim either, and I was searching all around for it and I couldn't find it. I don't know, screw it. I cannot be bothered, but yeah, I should look into that. Right, this should be the fix. So we'll perform the copy from the selected texture in the texture viewer to the texture viewer copy texture, which we display in the UI. So we build and then run. Press the F9 key, and here's our texture. This is a previous screenshot. Here's another screenshot. We've got alternative screenshots we can compare side by side. If need be, we can also view our depth texture. This looks a bit wrong. Oh, we don't write to a depth texture yet, I think. Right, here's our pre-filtered BRDF texture. The radiance map. And the glyph cache, I guess. The UI. It's just STB TrueType renders uploaded to GPU. Yeah, pretty alright now. Right, so I'm glad we fixed that again. So for some reason in RenderDoc, the ellipsoids are not even showing up. Which is super bizarre. So we can't even see the scene. But we was facing that way. You know what? It might work. Let me commit this and say, you know, oh Vim, fix texture viewer and upload buffer sync code. Is it editor? Because I remember you had to do a special thing. Ewix. Neat. Just remember my configure right away, no problems. Cool. I like. Alright, so what is next on the to-do list? So the next thing is to start representing make a BVH for a box out of ellipsoids, make a player out of ellipsoids, make a ground tile out of ellipsoids. So we have 3 different bottom level BVHs that we can create instances of. So when we do our top level, we at least have something to use and it tests out our bottom level BVH building API. I did want to quickly check render doc and see, like, is there something wrong? Oh, they do show up. I think the camera was just looking that way. And I was like, no, my scene doesn't exist. But it was just over here. Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, because when things don't work in render doc, that's scary. It means something is really wrong. Right, what's the next thing to do? Yeah. Oh yeah, we wanted to investigate that quick fix menu thing, isn't it? You know, Helix, show, Helix editor, show build errors. So is anyone in the chat who uses Helix as their editor? So I'm trying to get a quick fix menu like Vim has. And I want to see my build errors in. Yes, you have diagnostic messages. I get that. This one. How do I jump to build error from terminal output? What was all this crap that I'm reading? Oh, from... no. Maybe that's not the same thing. But yeah, I want like the quick fix menu. Equivalent. I think, yeah, it's unanswered. They won't talk about it. There's tons of upvotes. Yes. I'm not logged in. So this thread just got hijacked and there's people talking about grep in the end. Great. Is it possible to learn this power? What power? He's referring to? Well, yes. Yes, it is possible. Space D, the current file. Open a window of issues reported by the LSP, which you use to jump. No, that's not the point. I want to build an exe with a single command, and if there's any problems, jump to any of the issues. The LSP doesn't solve everything. The LSP is nice, but it doesn't catch all problems. Too many JavaScript programmers, clearly. Because they don't build their coders in it, they just need to LSP it. Right. I'll save that for another day. Or will I? So currently I write all, run this command, open up a log file. Go to last line. Is there like a refresh, a reload? Yeah, then if I do a reload after that. This just opens up the internal log of Helix. So I'll just put an error in there. Save it. See, it doesn't wait long enough either. Helix, wait until shell command has completed. No. Helix editor. Is inconvenient that it should wait until the command is done. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Duplicate this one. And it's still open? Yeah, I don't think you need a fully functioning terminal emulator. Like, you've got tabs in a... Super useful to toggle within float mode. It's good approach depending on the... I've never used it, but I don't think a terminal built into the text editor is that big of a feature. Maybe it is, because maybe you can take the buffer and... I don't know. Seems a bit meh. Built-in support for integrated terminal. I do not understand why that was a duplicate of that, not gonna lie. Right, so I guess we'll not do the F5 one for now. Next DDD, I'm joking. I'm learning the basics of C, but I have no idea what you're doing here. Fair play. Well, I'm just trying to set up my text editor a bit more because I switched it last stream, but that one's it's a bit meh, that issue. Because it's quite a simple problem to solve, really. And I thought it would have been solved by now. But yeah. But in terms of the C code that we're doing, that's fair play. Yeah, let's work on some, like, I guess some 3D rendering, which does take a bit of specific knowledge to pick up on, but yeah. You know. Yeah, so we're just gonna build some BVHs. So let's just get some arrays together and make some nice models, I guess. Man, it's so damn warm in this room right now. So currently we make one BVH at the start of the frame, and we call it. Oh wait, sorry, we render it every single frame from a bunch of ellipsoids that can change because we've got that slider to change the tree, and we debug the tree. But what I want to do is build 3 ellipsoids, BVHs with a bunch of ellipsoids in there that we can just switch between and view. Or maybe we can ray trace. No, we'll just switch between them. So it shouldn't be too hard to do that. So we'll just make our 3 ellipsoid friends. Was enum it, right? Nope. Right. Model player, or maybe model box, model tile, model player. So we'll just make some of these models and then model count. So number of models. So down here, we're simply going to copy paste this line. We're going to go ahead and we're going to generate a few different models. Now, when we have an editor and we can make like a model, technically it could probably be made out of multiple BVHs that can be skinned. But that's something to solve in the future. For now, we're just trying something very basic. So we're going to initialize these models on the first frame, and then we're going to go ahead and try and get them rendering, and switch between them with a slider or something, right? So the start of a frame. So the first frame here, we're going to do the initialization. So the first one we're going to do is build a box. So we've got a new API for that. So we just make that build BVH build ellipsoid. So make all of our lovely ellipsoids in here. And so you got to fit in these things here, right? I remember the old VGA DOS game that was all ellipsoid, static screens, custom pixel ellipsoid renderer. Yeah, no, people showed me that one. It's called like I think it begins with an E, but that's how much my brain is trying to remember right now. Yeah, it was interesting actually because yeah, I think we want to do basically a high resolution version of that, but with not static backgrounds. More of a 3/4 down camera view. Oh, what's the key again? Um, oh, scrap and say helix in it. Shift C. Right, I've got that one. Equals something. So I guess in this case we just say times 3, 0, 0, 0. Damn, all of a sudden there's about 3 channels I want to be in. Including this one, of course. Alright, okay, streamers, gotcha. Yeah, tough pick. Yeah, I heard a lot of people like, there's a few different types of people that watch Twitch streams. Some people have multiple streams going all at once. Other people have a stream on and they sit there programming at the same time. Yeah, maybe there's another type of person. So let's just put an ellipsoid in there. Let's put some half dims of 2 or something. Well, it's sine norm, so probably just do half dims of 0.5. Right out loud. Rotation, quaternion. Oh, right, that's why. Quaternion identity. Material index can just be 0. Alright, so we'll just try one ellipsoid for now. Wait a minute. I had code which didn't work with one ellipsoid. Why was that? There was a reason. Why didn't it work with one ellipsoid? Because it would be a root node on a tree. Yeah. Right, we'll get around that for now. Let's just put another ellipsoid down in the exact same place. Done. So this would be our box, if you will. Just we should probably. So let's just start off with this very simple one. So there's that API called BVH build from CPU data. We're building some BVH ID, then the ellipsoids, then the array count of ellipsoids. See, one thing I want to do with this editor is to get it to stop doing all that automatic placing matching braces and things. It just gets in the way. Once had a crush on an ellipsoid, but it didn't work out. I guess you could say our relationship wasn't well rounded, but a bit too oblong. Is that the word? What is an oblong again? Rectangular object or flat figure with unequal adjacent edges. Right, maybe. Bit oblong-esque, I guess. BVH ID. So we've got to allocate that. In it. Then we want to build. And it should be successful. I guess we'll assert for success for now. So we'll just do a lovely Boolean result. Core assert result. Right, so let's go ahead and perform a build. You know, maybe I should just do an and sync. Just make it all one. Okay, so we've got. You could tell it built because these are different colors than they were before, and the way these colors are generated is with the node index, a hash of the node index. So it builds it. We just didn't actually try and render it. So if we go ahead and put that in GFX, model box. So what's quite interesting as well is if you paid attention, it did look like that the this thing that we've built here, this tree, this one gets built at every frame, still works, even though there's an ellipsoid allocated before it. Sorry, a BVH allocated before it. So there's multiple BVHs in the array, and they seem to probably render, or seem to be okay. Let's build a bit of UI so we can actually render or switch between them. So I might make another one actually. We'll call it model test. Tree test. We'll call that. So tree test is what it's going to set for the other one. Shoot. So we'll delete this line here. Then we're going to jump back and find BVH ID equal, right, this is actually tree test. So model BVH, go to the end, model tree test. So then we need to actually use tree test. So we'll keep searching for BVH ID. Here it is here. So we're going to change this out for, oh shoot. Model BVH tree test. And then here is, we do the ray tracing. So we want to render the sort of selected BVH. They're going to render, so we'll just call it selected BVH ID. So this is going to be a static thing. So where we have that piece of UI, that's a slider. Oh shoot. So that's a slider. This is it here, the leaves count. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate this here. Crap. Nice. So leaves count, and then this one is going to be just the model. We've got to be careful though, very careful. Wait, there'll be null, isn't it? Yeah, we should probably initialize all of them just in case. So model, we'll have a static up here. Static BVH ID. Ooh, maybe not. ETH2 model. Selected model. Starts off as 0. Selected models, model 0 to model count. There we go. So where we had that ray tracer, really we should be doing, see, yeah, that ref should, yeah, does it get, and that get will crash. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Yeah, on the ray tracer, we should be able to do GFX model BVH, index with selected model, and voila. So that should, crap. That should work, fingers crossed. Right, so the first one is the tree model, the debug tree model thing here, which is just randomly generated. You can change the number of leaves, and you can see that respond there. It gets built every frame. But then we can switch out to the other model. Sweet, there's our other model. It's just a sphere. I call it box. But yeah, maybe we could put a bunch of we can maybe put, we could put flat ellipsoids on each edge. Yeah, should we do that? Put skinny flat ellipsoids on each axis, front and back, and then that'll be a box. Yeah, that'd be cool. Right, I'm just going to quickly go and get another drink of water, and then we'll carry on making these different BVH models. I'll switch back to this one while I go. So yeah, we'll be getting these sort of flat disk ellipsoids. Right, BRB. welcome back everybody. Right, so the next job is to make this more box-like. So we've only got ellipsoids, so we're just going to make flat discs and put them on each bound. So so we put it at the edge of the box, take 0.05. So we'll do something like 4.5, right? Wait a minute. No, it's sine norm. So yeah, we'll put it at 9.5. Put it at 9.5, yeah. So then we'll use a 0.05 half dim. Yes. So it'll be a 0.1 in size. Neat. Let's see how that looks. So we should have a flat disk against one edge. So it's going to see the box. This is the tree, and we can change the model. Oh, that ain't right, is it? Oh, sorry, I made a sphere. Whoops. That's in the incredibly wrong place. Why is that? Oh. Bit bizarre. Signed normalize. Right, so one of them, you need to make two of the axes 0.5, I think. So if two of the axes 0.5, that'll get you, yeah. Right, so we've got the disk, but it's in, like, it's not really in the right place. It's a bit bizarre. Like, why is it? So we should build the, or we should render that debug thing. Let's go to the shader. When we ray trace it, is that right? No, it's when we build it. We don't build every frame. But we build the other one every frame and it should be okay. Yeah, there's like a local space. It might be in pack. Yeah, it's here. On this line. Or this line. Right, let's move this. I want to see the OOB in wild space around the model. Right, this will tell us what's going wrong. Right, it's everything should be inside the OOBB. So okay, so its center position is at the edge of the box. Okay, so I've clearly typed that in wrong. And also this sphere should be bigger than. Right. Yes. U-norm from 0 to 1. Yeah, covering a sine norm space which has this which has a full width and height and depth of 2 because it goes from -1 to 1. Right, okay. Right, so let's rework that out. This should just be 1, 1, 1, 1. So I can do something like a select in, wait, M in brackets noise 1.f, 1.f, 1.f. So in this one, which is one of the edge ones, you want it to be actually right, so this has made the Y and Z have the size, which means this one has to be against the edge, whereas these have to be in the middle. Yep. Well, that should be it. And then it's just rotating the different axes and doing negatives, I think. Right. That sphere is looking better, but what about the... Oh, the ellipsoid is just a bit too small now. But it's in the right place. It's off. Ellipsoid there. Right, let's not render that debug shape anymore. So yeah, it needs to be a bit bigger. So we'll say it has to be 1. Cool. So let's repeat the edges, 3 of them, and then we'll do it again, but negate them all. So we just select all of these guys. We'll do a comma and one of them. So the idea is we want to rotate this now. So shoot. So the idea wants to put this one at the end. So oh, the stream kind of went through it. Right, we're back. Cool. So that should have produced 3 edges on the box with ellipsoids with 1 sphere in the middle. So then the final one would just be copying those and putting negative down, I think. Well, that was an epic fail. I've only got 1 of them. For some reason. Why is that? Let's drop one of these and see what happens. Right, it's on the top. Why haven't we got ones around the side, huh? What's the problem there? I've tested another model where I add. I've tested another model before we add and remove shapes. And that works fine. Right, we've only tested 4 minimum. Wait, this has got too many... What's going on here? This is wrong. Why are these two here still? Because this has 5 children. I know why. The memory's not getting zeroed. Because these will be the leftover ones from the root node here and here. Because we only got 2 children there, right? Then they would have been written to with these guys. Maybe. So I think this is a bug from when... I could have swore we zeroed it. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's covers basically all my bases now. It's missing the quick fix menu thing. So that's not going to be a built-in thing, unfortunately. But it does have the LSP. And it's also missing the terminal... Wait. Yeah, maybe missing a debugger, that would have been nice. Other than that, it's pretty good. I would say I'm enjoying it more than Vim, at least. I'm still learning the keys though, but I'm much better than last time. How's it going, Campaign? How you been? So in shaders, I could have sworn when we pack it, we pack the final one. We, here, right? The final root children. Crap. It's not doing it with the base index, is it? Okay. It's just right into the first nodes. That could be the reason why it's ruining my tree. BVH node start index plus destination. I messed that. I messed that up. I messed it, right? So copy. So these guys down here. Yeah, I need to maybe figure out this multi-cursor thing. That's my next config stuff to sort out. We didn't do plus the start index, so it wasn't zeroing the root nodes which were unset. It was zeroing some other trees, ones which were unset, which is very bad. Right, so we go back to and we increase the. Yes, it fixed the problem. So these two were still showing up, and that was because these two are 5 and 6. So when we built this tree, the next frame, this one here, 5 and 6, the old 5 and 6 root node was still there in memory, because all siblings sit next to each other in memory. So they were still getting rendered, but now they're 0. So the root nodes are a bit special where they all get visited, whereas the rest of the nodes only get visited based on the number of children there are. That was the reason why that bug was happening. Yes, and it's fixed this problem as well. We've now got a little hat and a side thingy. Yay! So we should be able to get all the rest of the sides now, and this will be our box. Yeah, with the perspective, it makes it look like a bit slanted, but it's alright. Right, so let's finish off our box. So as long as my everything is good, figured out a little text editor wouldn't ship with debugger, at least what I've seen. This is Microsoft. Yeah, well, you could integrate GDB, right? As a front end. Surely that's not that difficult in the grand scheme of things. If you already got an LSP in there, and you know, because to be fair, writing a text editor is a lot of work. But if you've already got those things in, a debugger's not maybe that bad, but perhaps you've got to support it across all the different languages. But they have got debugger support. But I wonder how well it is. Like, do you have watch points? Right, I don't see watch points. But I see that there is a breakpoint one though. There is exception breakpoints. They might be watch points. So maybe it could work. Right, let's finish off our box. This is going to be legit. So we just need to copy all these boys and girls. And paste them all. Then we just need to negate all the center positions. Right, so that should be a box made out of ellipsoids. It's a very basic one. And voila. Would you look at that? There's our box. So we've got 2 models now. So let's go ahead and make another model. So with these models, we'll be able to duplicate them and make a scene with a top level BVH. That's the first one. So we've got, there's the box. The next one I want to do is, I guess we can do a tile or a player. So the thing is about a tile, maybe I can spawn a bunch of spheres sitting along the top edge. Yeah, I think I'll do that one. So with a tile, Yeah, that's the next one. That's good. So it should be quite easy. We just got to imagine, like, it just takes a bit of maths. Bit of maths. So I think we can just put a number like define model tile dim. Let's just say let's say 8 for now, right? Maybe we'll change it. Then in here, we're going to put model tile dim multiplied by model tile dim. And then we're simply going to go ahead and delete all that. Then we're going to do a nice for loop. We have a y from 0 to model tile dim. And then we have an x going all the way up to model tile dim. Now we simply just fill in all of the ellipsoids. So it's simply ellipsoids y times, I'll just write the word index in there, right? Then we repeat that again, repeat. Now, index equals y times model dim plus x. And now we've got to fill in everything correctly here. So I'm thinking, like, we'll just set all of these to, like, so there's like a base, there's like a dim, or like a half dim, I think. And the half dim is going to be 2 divided by model dim, because it's in sign norm space, which is -1 to 1, so it's got a length of 2. Oh wait, no, but you want to do 1 because it's a half dim. So I guess how many dims fit in that space, or how many ellipsoids across one dimension fit in that space. Wait, is that right? Yeah. You're saying how big is the width need to be to fit this many this many spheres across that dim, right? Okay. So this one's going to be half dim, half dim, half dim. I've got a function to do it all in one go, but I want to maybe change the y one a little bit. So this one, we would like to take the xz plane and lay them across there. So we need to say this one is probably 1 divided by x. Wait, it's -1 to 1, isn't it? So it might be 1 divided by, wait, x divided by okay. I would, you know what? Helix disable auto bracket pair. I'm not a fan of that, it's so annoying. I'll have to type in left parentheses. Oh, this is NeoVim though. Someone's saying just try to disable it while pasting, but that ain't good. The also bracket close is just annoying. Hmm. Oh well, I'll just live with it for now. Yes, it's x divided by model dim. That gets you from value from 0 to 1. Then you convert it from signed to unsigned. So that should be right, and then we need to probably space it by like a half dim. Yeah, you then need to add half dim, I think. So we take that. So I think we can just do come on. So do the same thing here for the Z parameter, but use the Y here instead. And I've messed up my brackets, I think. Well. Thank you, Alex. Right, so it's called auto pairs. Amazing. Thank you. Lifesaver. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, amazing. Thing is, in Vim, I used to have a thing where you used to hover over this and it would make it bold and make the other bracket bold as well. That was amazing. I don't have that in this. Quite sad. Right, I think this should be the ellipsoid we're looking for. Well, no, it's going to be slightly wrong, but let's just see how wrong it is. I mean, the BVH that we're looking for. Man, I'm so tired right now. Right, so we need to put the semicolons down. Alright. Cool. We've moved our camera so far away right now. Can I fix that? So that's view from world minus 20. So we'll just do minus 2. done -4, so that should be alright. There we go. Good, so I can change the model. There's the box. Here's the new one. This is it's looking alright. This is meant to be the ground tile. I can imagine it's going to be wrong though. Somehow. But yeah, maybe we can make them overlap a bit. That might be a bit of fun. Yeah, this is not the debug tree. This is not the tree that we're debugging. It's a different tree. But this, the shapes of these ellipsoids are correct. They are debugging this model. Whereas this tree is built on CPU for this model here. The debug, the random tree one. There's the box, there's the ground tile. Just make them a bit bigger or something. Yeah, so I guess in shaders, we want to see the OOBB, isn't it? So we're going to see the bounding box around it, just so I can see if we go out of bounds or something. Right, so I think we fit nice and snug in there. It was end up being correct. Fair play. I didn't think I would have done that correct, but there we go. So should we just make if we make the ellipsoids bigger, they're going to go out of bounds. The ones on the edge are. But the ones in the middle might not. Yeah, so it might be a bit of fun just to make that that half dim just be a little bit bigger along the X and Z. It's like it looks a lot more softer now, doesn't it? There we go, it's got a nice soft pad rather than, yeah, interesting. Right, so there's another BVH that we can instance when we get around to doing the top level BVH. Yeah, and there's all the bounding ellipsoids. As you can tell, they could be much better. I'm hoping to improve that tomorrow off stream. So maybe when we come back on Thursday, they're going to be like a lot tighter and also oriented as well. So another one I want to build is a player, which is the reason why it crashed. There's no player. Back to the Helix thing. Do you mean the highlight, the matching parent? Yes. Alex, do you know a good way of doing that? Because I tried searching for it. And I couldn't find it. That seems to be the way of the internet these days. I honestly think searching has just got worse. I used to be able to search for stuff and find it. At least I think I did. Oh, it's up to the theme. Amazing. More than enough reason to make my own theme. Great. I'm still in the middle of doing that. That'll be cool. So if I make my own theme, that'll mean the matching cursor will be good. Yeah, because it's one of my main gripes with these themes as well, that they come built in with. It's great there's a ton of selection, but there's a good chunk of them where they make where they've either got so all of them have got too many colors in my opinion. And the ones that don't have a lot of colors, the symbols are really dim, so it makes it really hard to see. Like, I want to know what all the symbols are as a different color, like in my previous theme. Yeah, it's cool you get to preview it like this though. This is great. But yeah. I've got a copy and paste of the default theme because I'm going to be changing this one. Cursor.match. Yeah, so if I go to the default theme, where I've called it, this is a copy of the default theme. Oh, it does do it, yeah. Amazing. That's what I want. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it, sir. Damn it. Yank paste. Right, let's figure out how we're going to build a quick player. A player character that we can just end up having on a level somewhere. For now, player. So for a player, you obviously want a head, body, arm, and leg. So let's figure out how we're going to do that one. Something like this. Zoom. Cool. So we've just got to manually poke these in. So we've got the head. So if we put the head kind of up a little bit, we'll give it a size of Dublin so much for your streams. Thank you. Yeah, well, sorry, I'm glad. I'm glad you learned a lot from the streams. It's hard to know sometimes what people take away, but I just see the numbers of people, and I think people obviously find it. They take stuff away from it. I hope. Yeah, that's good. So let's do like a 0.1 maybe for a headpiece. I don't know. And maybe we'll bring it up a bit on the Y. So put it right at the top. So it'd be 9. 0.9 in the middle. So that's the headpiece. Chest piece. We can maybe do like, we could do a shoulder piece. And then a couple of spheres to represent the chest. Or the torso. And then 2 long ones to represent the arms. There won't be any rotation. Or I could just, you know what? Build. You know what? We're going simple. Yeah, we're going simple. This is fine. Because I've got the tree as a test object as well. And that can be... That's a good complexity one. So I think we'll do a small sphere and a big sphere. We'll probably make it size of 0.4. Yeah. 0.3 maybe? And then, so we've got to move that down to about 7. So the other one is going to be 0... or 1.7, isn't it? So that means it has to be... 8.5. So is it minus 8.5? Oh wait, half dims. Crap. I messed that up. It's just 7 then. So 0.7, 3.5. So maybe it's minus 3.5. We'll see. Minus 3.5 plus 3.5. Right, so if you take 3 from that, you've got 0.4. So you want it to end on 0.4. Yes, it's minus 7 in it. Wait. No. Minus 3. And add 7 gets you plus 4. Yep. So we delete the rest. Then it'll just be a very simple 2 spheres of a player. That'll just work for now. Let's give that a run. Here we go. So there's our test tree, which we can use to test very complex shapes or whatever. Here's our box. Here's our tile. Here's our player. Like a snowman. We can maybe inset the top sphere a bit maybe, or we can give them arms. Yeah, there's the player. Ba-ba-bum. I'm wondering, should I, if I increase it to 8, then decrease it should go into the other sphere a little bit. I'm hoping not too much. What? Use after 3 detected? No. Bizarre. Oh, I don't have a okay. Selective model. This is actually inclusive, not exclusive. So the max value needs to be the exact max value and not its inclusive max value. As you would expect, right? Cool, so the slider will work now properly. Yeah, the sphere goes inside the other sphere a bit, which is probably a bit better looking. So that's our test player object for now. Kind of looks like a bit of a snowman, but hey. It's never too early for Christmas, apparently. Yeah, and here's our tile. Looks nice and soft and squidgy. And then there's our box. Awesome, so we've got 3 models now. So the next thing to do is to be able to create instances of these things. So obviously there'll be a bunch of this all over the place. It's probably just going to be a flat ground. Yeah, and then we'll spawn a few little boxes and a few players, I guess, on top of that. And then that should be a good way to test the top level and bottom level BVH stuff. Yeah, so next stream we'll be making the top level BVH, which is just another tree, but instead of the leaf nodes being a ellipsoid, it is instead a reference to another BVH that is either unique or maybe a duplicate, because if it's a duplicate, you can reuse the BVH data and have multiple instances of the same thing. The only time when you can't do that is when the objects are when you can move them right in the dynamic, because you need to be able to change the BVH to fit the new dynamic structure. Now, if we add the ability to like wiggle some of the objects, maybe potentially we could do some wiggling inside the ray tracer, but then you're doing it for every single ray on the screen and it might be more expensive. So yeah, I'll have to think about that one, but maybe it just applies a wiggle offset, which could be quite cheap. And that could mean we could get different animations using the same BVH, but you'd have to make sure that you extend the parent. You have to have a way of extending the parent BVHs somehow. I think. Sorry, the parent nodes, maybe. That's stuff to think about later when we do animation, but yeah. So it might be a way we can do that potentially in the future. Right, I'm absolutely shattered, so I'm gonna collapse in bed. But yeah, there's links and stuff. You should check them out. Come hang out in the Discord if you want to chat outside of the stream. There's a YouTube channel where we've got a devlog about how we built the BVH on the GPU. And yeah, I think that's all I want to share today. Let's find someone to raid. Oh, I'm following someone. Ray March. I haven't seen Ray March for a while. Memory safe on the GPU. Right. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you for coming by. I'll see you all on Thursday. Same time, 4 hours ago, on Thursday. And if not, see you Sunday. Right, have a good rest of your work week, everyone. I'll see you all then. Bye-bye. Hey.